Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Podzilla, the show where we, myself, Micah Drake, and my co-host over here,
hey guys, I'm Jasha. Good to be here. Good to be back.
Cover every single Godzilla and Godzilla adjacent film, piece of media, what have you, or at least try to. Jasha, I know we're supposed to have a guest here today.
Yeah, we're covering the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy over the next couple months, which I guess they're Godzilla adjacent, right? You wouldn't call these Godzilla movies?
Technically not.
Yeah, so we thought, hey, it'll be fun. There's 3 of these. Let's get a guest on for each episode. So I thought we're supposed to have Ron with us. So, I mean, should we call Mothra to go and bring him?
Yeah, I think that might be the best option.
All right. Do we hold hands?
Hold hands?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's go.
Masuraya, Masura.
Wait, Ron, there he is on Mothra's wings. Ron, welcome. It worked.
What's up, guys?
He's coming on the clouds.
Oh, it's so stupid, Ron, welcome.
Oh, man. It's a convenient ride, but like it hurts my back kind of sitting up like that.
All the way from Infant Island?
Yeah.
All the way from across the seas? Oh, man. Honestly, Rod, it is so good to have you on the show because we had you, and listeners, you probably remember a couple months ago, or it's probably near the start of the year now, but we had Ron and Ismail from Real Latinos on to do a bit of a Pacific Rim bonus episode. Mm-hmm. But for the longest time, Ron, we've wanted to have you on for like just a classic Godzilla or Godzilla adjacent film. So we're so stoked that you can make it on.
I'm stoked to be here for a classic Godzilla adjacent flick. Yeah.
Classic Podzilla style.
Yeah, Mothra, my beloved Mothra.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask you because, I mean, I don't think we asked you in the Pacific Rim episode, but do you have a bit of a history with Godzilla or with Mothra? Like, did you watch any of these growing up?
No. My first Godzilla movie was the 98 American one with Ferris Bueller.
Oh.
It's so funny how many people's first movie that is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I knew what Godzilla was just like because Godzilla is part of, like the culture, Same thing with, like Mothra. Like I knew what all that stuff was, but I had never actually seen any of the movies up until maybe I think December of 2021, I had never seen a non-American Godzilla movie. Wow. I saw all the legendary ones. I saw, like I said, the 90s one. But I didn't watch the original Godzilla movie until then, just kind of on a whim. And funnily enough, about a month or two later is when I discovered you guys. So then I was like, all right, I guess I'm going on this ride. So
good timing.
Yeah. yeah, it was. But it's been a lot of fun trying to complete that checklist. You guys know some of them are more available than others. But we have friends that help us get around those things. So
yeah, good friends like archive.org that help us out.
I want to ask as well, Ron. So have you seen all of the Mothra flicks so far, or the ones that Mothra's appeared in?
I think so. I'm pretty sure I should have checked my letterbox to see which ones I have, but I know I've seen the first one, and then I know I've seen a handful of the ones that Mothra like shows up in. So I would say I've seen most, if not all of them. Mm-hmm. I get them all confused.
Yeah, well, along those lines, do you have like a favorite couple movies from the journey so far, or do you have any standouts that you've really enjoyed?
There's 2 that are very different in tone. Son of Godzilla is
yes
so much fun.
Thank you, Ron.
Weird, but a lot of fun.
Big time.
And also I think part of that is because like Manila, when I was a kid, I said like I hadn't seen any of the Godzilla movies, but there was the old Hanna-Barbera cartoon with our boy Godzuki.
Oh, true.
That I was familiar with. And so like I made the connection there. But then when you guys started covering the 80s ones, Godzilla versus Biollante was extremely my jam.
Oh, nice.
Like it's got like all the over the top crazy like 80s chaos, but then on top of it, I was like, I was watching, I was like, oh, this is so good. Like, it's got like all the like the spy intrigue and like the bad acting and the explosions and stuff that I love from like 80s action movies. But like Godzilla's fighting a plant. Like, this is, like, I mean, it's kind of lackluster. And then it turns into this giant like plant Godzilla monster. Like, okay, like, yeah, awesome. So yeah, that was definitely my favorite one. That's a, Jaysher and I have talked quite a bit about like our love for like canon and like, and you know that Masters of the Universe is one of my favorite movies, unironically.
I feel like we both have like quite a similar taste in that vein. Like, if anything is very over the top or campy or kind of like tropey, we both find the entertainment and the like enjoyment of that. So
very much.
Yeah, Biollante I think is my favorite Heisei movie of the bunch as well, just for that very fact. Yeah. It's like crazy monsters, crazy over the top action sequences, and just a whole lot of like weirdness put into it. So
yeah,
that's man, Son of Godzilla and Biollante, Ron, those are some good picks.
Good picks.
Well, I guess first off, I want to apologize, guys, because Rebirth of Mothra trilogy, when we came up with this incredible idea for the next couple months, having some cool guests on, I didn't know, first off, that these movies would be notoriously hard to get a hold of, and second off, that they're known as children's films. So
I think we pictured it as like, guys, this trilogy fantasy epic is coming up.
Yeah, this is a big one, everyone. Get a hold of this. Your life will be forever changed. You'll experience a rebirth, as we do. And then me and Micah bought Rebirth of Mothra trilogy Blu-ray from America, because we live over here in New Zealand. It got here. We were not able to watch it on any of our like Blu-ray players or Xbox players just because of the different regions. So we had to like search long and hard to track this thing down. We finally were able to watch it. And then, in the Discord, I think it was Kev saying, wait, is this a children's flick? So we did not know what we're in for at all. But, it's going to make for a fun couple episodes because they do have a very different feel to anything we've kind of covered so far, I think.
That's right. We might have been expecting Star Wars original trilogy.
The War in Space.
Yeah.
That's even a bit higher. I don't know if this could ever live up to that.
Yeah, I like what you're saying. We're experiencing like original trilogy. This might be more like prequel trilogy.
That's probably a really good way of looking at it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess first off, Ron, did you want to take us into Rebirth of Mothra?
Sure. Rebirth of Mothra is a children's movie about the power of family and friendship and saving the environment or something. It stars a couple of annoying kids, parents that never seem to know what's going on, some tiny fairy people, and a few cute, cuddly giant protagonists. And like all good children's movies of the 80s and 90s, it also comes with a decent helping of terrifying monsters, acts of sudden, bloody violence, and my personal favorite, children in peril. Rebirth of Mothra stars the Goto family, forest-destroying corporate shill Yuichi, his bored housewife Makiko, and their disappointing children Taiki and Wakaba. The fun starts when Yuichi's logging company lays waste to a forest. He finds what's obviously a magical prison for an ancient demon and takes the seal that controls it home and lets his kid play with it. Belvera, a tiny witch that rides a dragon dog thing called Garu Garu, wants the seal, so she possesses Wakaba and has her terrorize her family. Belvera's sisters, Laura and Mal, show up on their own mini kaiju, a moth named Fairy, and help the Goto family fight off Belvera. Unfortunately, Belvera makes off with the seal and possesses Yuichi to destroy the ancient tomb to release a 3-headed dragon called Desghidorah. Desghidorah goes on a rampage, ironically destroying even more of the forest than the logging company. Laura and Mal are way too tiny to stop Desghidorah, so they call everyone's favorite giant moth kaiju, Mothra, to help. But Mothra's weak from recently laying an egg, so she gets her butt kicked. Fortunately, the egg hatches and Mothra's caterpillar son Leo comes to her aid. Unfortunately, Leo is, as mentioned, a caterpillar, and is about as much use as one would expect a caterpillar to be against a giant 3-headed dragon that breathes fire. But he proves enough of a distraction for Mothra to regroup and momentarily beat Desghidorah. The strain is too much, and Mothra succumbs to her wounds, sinks into the ocean, and dies. Leo undergoes his own metamorphosis and turns into a giant moth kaiju, which would have been a lot more helpful 10 minutes ago. Leo and the Elias twins, Laura and Mal, have a final showdown against Desghidorah, Belvera, and Garuguru, while the Goto family cheers from the sidelines, completely useless. In the end, our heroes prevail, killing Desghidorah and Garuguru, who was apparently a robot this whole time, and sparing Belvera from a fiery demise. The Goto family laments the destruction of their environment that they could have easily prevented all along, and Mothra flies off into the sunset, wondering why the movie is called Rebirth of Mothra when Mothra was not, in fact, reborn.
So many good points there, Ron.
What a recap. The master of recaps, Ron, I reckon.
I think so.
That was too good.
Thank you. I try. A little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a very good point. I mean, I don't want to start with probably the saddest bit of the movie, guys, but Toho are so ballsy for putting out Godzilla versus Destroyer, killing off Godzilla, and then straight afterwards putting out Rebirth of Mothra, and just completely killing off Mothra and not even bringing her back like the title implies.
Yeah.
Craziness. What was happening in the mid-90s for kaiju fans, just having their hearts torn out?
I know, it's like Zack Snyder was in charge or something.
And that whole scene, Mothra's death scene, I don't know why I'm starting here, but as she kind of, with the wounds she's taken from Desghidorah in her battle, and she's just lying, she can't fly anymore, falls into the water, and in front of Mothra Leo just drowns.
I was tearing up. I don't know about you guys.
Such a crazy, impactful scene for a children's movie.
Yeah, it was like The Lion King. It was like spoilers for a 30-year-old movie, but it was like when Simba watches Mufasa die in The Lion. It's like, here he is, this young kaiju, fresh into the world, and expecting that his mother is going to teach him to be a champion for the environment and humankind, and no, she just bites it immediately.
It's dark themes. It's so weird to me how tonally this movie goes from what's one of the first scenes? It feels very Honey, I Shrunk the Kids-esque.
Yes.
With the whole family, and they're not called the Shobijin or the Cosmos in this. They're the Elias?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
Where they're riding around on their little fairy Mothra around the entire house, knocking for almost 10 minutes straight, decorations and furniture this way and that. Cut to halfway, Mothra is dying. Mothra Leo is being bitten with yellow gore spraying out
right,
left, right, and center.
Yeah.
The tonal whiplash is crazy here.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I wanted to bring up the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, exactly what it was. Yeah, especially after the Heisei era, like how it's like kind of like dark and gritty in some cases. And so I was expecting something a little more, little more, I don't know if modern's the right word, but a little more grown up. And this starts off very whimsical, especially with the score, which I got to say, I love the score.
Same.
I don't know that it fit the movie half the time, but I love the music nonetheless. But yeah, like it gave off like a lot of like, maybe not Spielberg, but like Joe Dante, Joe Johnston, like Spielberg adjacent vibes, And Honey, I Shrunk the Kids is definitely one of the movies that I was thinking of. But yeah, and then like all of a sudden it switches to that fight, and like I thought Leo was done for. Like when it had like the two heads on either side, I was like, dude, is it really gonna like rip this caterpillar in half in front of these children? Like, but then again, it had me thinking like a lot of the like the puppetry and stuff, particularly the Garo thing, like reminded me of the stuff that you see in like Neverending Story, which, as we all know, is a children's movie that also has some very, very dark, like scarring
totally
moments.
Fits that same vein.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking about in the synopsis. Like, these kids movies of this time, like they didn't really pull punches a whole lot. Like, I mean, it was geared towards children, but like, there's that one part where like, I don't remember what happens. Like they get hit or something, but like then Belvera like looks up and then just like blood's pouring out of her mouth. Like there's some very quick like adult things in this movie that yeah, like I was thrown through a loop, man. Like I wasn't really sure what to make of it. But I would have loved it if I were like, I was 12 when this came out. Had I seen it at the time, I would have been all about this movie.
Yeah, it is kind of like Whiplash, because it starts off and it's just this full blown, like, the kids. One of the kids. What are the kids' names? Is it Wakaba and Taiki?
Yes, yeah.
That's right.
Starts off and we kind of like, we get a bit of an intro, but then we're thrown into their whole world with like them play fighting and Wakaba, her like fake crying.
Yeah.
Just constantly fake crying, and then their antics kind of together in the bedroom, and then the whole sequence around the house. It's really not what you expect when you go to watch a movie like this, and then it changes completely afterwards into something else as well. But I gotta say, I found it quite charming. It did give me feelings like Never-Ending Story, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with probably a deep cut, but Arthur and the Invisimals.
Yes.
I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
This is with the actor from that what's he doing? The Good Doctor now?
yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
When he was a real little kid.
Freddie Highmore.
That's the one.
That's a pretty, yeah. It's a animated but also like live action interlinked movie made by Luke Benson, and it's just very much the same, just like kids and animated characters composited in together, and it doesn't look amazing, and it's kind of like off-putting. So it's giving me huge Arthur and the Invisibles vibes. And I saw that Kev, this is something else he said in his Letterboxd review, but he said the compositing would make George Lucas vomit for the rest of his life.
Because the actual CGI isn't that bad for the time.
No.
It's actually, I think it's quite good. But just the way it's composited and everything's fit into the scene, they're constantly like moving around left to right so quickly.
Oh, I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah, I liked how bad it looked. Like it was like, yeah, it looks like it was made 5 years before it was actually like released. Yeah, and like there's, I don't know, there was a charm to it for me. Again, this coming from the dude like, is really into canon films. Like I unabashedly love, like the 90s Captain America movie where he has rubber ears.
Yeah.
The fact that there was so much like practical stuff. I mean, and this is the whole thing for like the whole Godzilla franchise, really. Like, I don't care how crappy like the costumes and like the practical effects look. I would much rather them be practical than like modern CG or whatever. And I'm not usually one to bash modern CG use.
Yeah.
If it's tangible, like even if it's like composited like roughly. If you see that it was like real and like you could touch it, that comes across on the screen, and it just, I don't know, it adds a dimension to me that I don't think that you would get with modern graphics. I'd rather see it look like that than like have it look like the new Legendary movies, I guess.
I think that's so much more important dealing with, I don't know if this is controversial, I think that's more important dealing with Mothra than Godzilla a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
A big thing about Mothra from the start is how glorious and how beautiful the whole prop of the whole kaiju has looked from the start.
Yeah.
Seeing things like the fluffiness or the way the wings move in the air, and you can tell that it's really realistic.
Mm-hmm.
And just being overloaded with all of that here.
Right, yeah.
First with Mothra, but especially Mothra Leo when he comes in at the end in his final moth form.
Mm-hmm.
So much fluffiness, and I think it really goes to show so much more than CG could most of the time, just how beautiful these kaiju are supposed to be compared to the destructive nature of ones like Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm totally with you as well, Ron, because even though that like start house chase sequence looked a bit janky, it still at the same time was very, very like impressive. Like they were definitely trying probably to do things that other people weren't doing at the time that this movie came out. And the amount of stuff happening in that chase sequence, like you've got them composited in, but at the same time they were obviously getting the timing right to like blow holes into walls to make it look like there's like an impact from them hitting into walls, or to make like nets fly around, or to make like the environment react to these composited things that aren't actually there. It was very endearing almost. Like even though it looked off, they were trying, and that's something that I really appreciate.
Yeah. And again too, like it is kind of obvious with with that particular set piece, like this is geared towards children.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was watching, like, yeah, this is absolutely the kind of thing that I would have watched on, like the Disney Channel or whatever on a summer afternoon when I was a kid. Like, and I think that's part of why maybe the roughness of the graphics, I don't think matters quite as much, because especially if you're looking at it through the eyes of a kid, like, there's the extra bit of magic, I guess. Like the one thing that stood out to me, like the last thing that I expected to see in one of these like Godzilla adjacent movies is a family taking a flight and holding like a little mini kaiju like in their lap and stuff. But like that little fairy, like the little fairy in the kid's lap, and like, and then when the flight attendant like comments on it and like on the quote unquote dolls and stuff, like that was just so like, I don't know, like we got to use better words than charming over and over again.
Yeah,
but it really was like
it was
just so like endearing. Like it was very like, I don't know, like Lilo and Stitch or whatever. And like I really dug it. Like the whole thing gave me like, I don't know if E.T. might be a bridge too far, but like maybe Mac and Me. Like the whole thing was very Mac and Me.
Yeah, it very much captures along those same like veins of movies coming out during the 90s around this time. Like this is really, really great family entertainment. Mm-hmm. Again, if you were a kid watching this and seeing like other kids in the movie interact with monsters flying around their home and then them holding one on a plane flight, like even just that doll gag was so good with the Elias just pretending to be like dolls in that little shoebox. I didn't expect this to be like a lead up to the Barbie movie, right? This is the start of the Barbie journey with the dolls in this.
It's so good.
But yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, there's no other real way to say it, but it is constantly charming and fun and has this like adventurous spirit throughout the whole thing, which again, I think is different to anything we've seen in these Godzilla movies so far. Even though we've had some stuff in the Showa era definitely targeted towards kids and the plots are a bit sillier, this was very much like from the perspective of a kid, or opening this whole world and introducing these kid protagonists and bringing themes in that I think kids would really relate to.
Yeah, I think that in the past we've seen a few movies with child protagonists. Is it All Monsters Attack was the one with Goro Maki?
There's the one with Ichiro, right? The kid who's daydreaming about the island.
Ichiro, that's the one I'm thinking of, I think.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I think what this movie does differently to those ones is those ones, I think they center more so about the kid being an onlooker into the world of Godzilla and all of these kaiju. Mm-hmm. Whereas this one, it doesn't fully bring the kids into like all the destruction and all the battles. But for a good portion of this movie, the kids feel very, very involved with everything that's happening around them. Take that starting scene with the Elias flying around the house. They're trying to like duck and hide and catch, catch Belvera with their net.
Yeah.
And even on the plane, like having them physically interacting with Fairy Mothra and these Elias, it brings them into the narrative of the movie more than 90% of the other films we've talked about on the show have so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very connected. The like human storyline and the kaiju storyline, or the kaiju like fights,
right? Very
Very much like completely interconnected throughout this whole movie, which I really liked as well. It just felt like a real natural kind of story.
And even the whole thing about Wakaba and Taiki being like the carriers and the guardians of that little Elias, or the seal of Elias from the start of the movie, like carrying around on their necks as a necklace the whole time. It brings them in so much.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you guys, but before we did Podzilla, I wasn't even aware that the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy was a thing. Like, I didn't even know these things existed, that Mothra had her own trilogy. And I was even more shocked to find out that, like, I think two of the villains for this whole trilogy are Ghidorah, like, variants. Like, Mothra, this is the Rebirth of Mothra movie, and she's going up against Death Ghidorah, or Death Ghidorah.
It's pretty wild, yeah.
Mothra's going up against freaking, like, King Ghidorah in a movie, yeah. What did you guys think of Death Ghidorah as, like, the big villain for this?
Terrifying for children. It's stuff of nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which again I thought was really cool. Plus all the fire. Big fan of fire. And
I
yeah.
loved it as well.
Yeah. So yeah, like it kind of, I don't know if you guys would have gotten it in New Zealand, but in like late 80s, early 90s, there was, again, like on the Disney Channel, they used to play a version of Alice in Wonderland. It was a two-part. It was like a TV movie, like a BBC TV movie, that they would play every now and then, and it had like recognizable actors and stuff. Like I think Martin Short was in it.
Whoa.
But the one thing that I remember is the Jabberwocky, which now if I would have seen, like if I were to see it now, it would probably look kind of lame. But as like a 7-year-old, it kind of scared me. And that's exactly what this reminded me of. It reminded me like a cross between that and like the wolf monster thing from Neverending Story, like we mentioned before.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, and I think that it like using that in a movie that's geared towards kids, I think is like, at least for me at that age, would have been really effective, because yeah, you've got, like you're saying, like Mothra is like really elegant and, you know, and beautiful and stuff, and like all the protagonist characters are like fun and whimsical, and even like Belvera and her little like robot dragon thing, like
Yeah.
they're the bad guys, but they're not super threatening. But like the fact that Desghidorah is like straight up like a demon dragon, and like they, you know, they didn't like pull that back at all. And it's like the classic Disney movies, you know, like it's like Black Cauldron and you know, even Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. Like those, they made them scary. Like they wanted kids to, you know, to root against them. And I think that actually goes a long way in this, having you know, Mothra and her pathetic little caterpillar son go up against this, you know, like crazy 3-headed demon thing.
It's a great way of making you root for the underdog, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was just taken aback, because it's what you said in the synopsis, but like this kid whimsical movie, and then you have this like demon from 10 million years ago unleashed, just burning down all the trees around the place, like threat to the whole earth. And it's up to Mothra and those kids to stop it. I love Desghidorah, even though he didn't have like any character to speak of, and he was just the personification of like evil.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the way he looked. He looked real gnarly, and like I think it was a cool little upgrade to King Ghidorah. And yeah, I love. I mean, I'm a sucker for this stuff usually, but I just loved the little bits of lore we got throughout this movie. Because this Rebirth of Mothra trilogy is, as far as I know, not connected to any of the other Godzilla movies. It's kind of its own continuity where Godzilla doesn't exist. So I loved hearing all this like stuff about this alien millions and millions of years ago coming to Earth, and Mothra having to battle against him. And then Mothra now like has lived for so long, and she's so old, and she's like used all her strength to give birth to her son. And then this evil from the past has returned again. I just love how they built that up. It's kind of a cool little timeline.
Yeah. Compared to, like, I've talked at length about how cool it was seeing Orochi, the 8-headed dragon, on screen, just because of the power and immensity the movie has, having just a crazy huge character like that on the screen. I think that this movie did a great job of bringing it down from that level of 8 freaking heads, but then also playing with that in the real way. Like you said, giving Desghidorah so much lore, being literal Death Ghidorah, which, like you said, Ron, is crazy for a kid's movie. Makes you root for the good guys even more. But even seeing how cool this guy looks, standing on 4 legs, is something I don't think we've seen Ghidorah do before. And having like a real rocky, almost volcanic texture and theme to his whole being, it's a nice spin on Ghidorah, and it definitely makes you feel like, I don't know if it was just me, but having him coming out from a seal that was that encased him in a cave from like these mythical beings, it made him feel very hellish and demonic,
right? Yeah,
like the epitome of evil,
something you need to seal away,
like a Balrog.
Yeah, like a Balrog. Yeah.
Exactly. So this movie ended up feeling a lot like forces of good versus extreme forces of evil, And it was really cool seeing like how, good takes its toll. Mothra ends up joining the battle and loses, so Mothra Leo has to rise up once again with everything that he's got.
I laughed out loud at the part, but like I thought it was kind of cool too, where because again it's a kids movie, so when Caterpillar Leo shows up and like starts spraying him with the silk and everything, I was like, oh yeah, that's it, like this is done. But then like he just like rips through it and just like blasts the dude, like
yeah.
Yeah, like I think
that is a crazy scene when he's like, it looks like he's about to eat Mothra Leo.
It doesn't hold back.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, it goes a long way in showing like how powerful the bad guy is, and making you want. Though the funny, another part that I laughed was when the part where it's got Leo in two of its mouths, and like I forget who it was. I forget if it was the Elias or if it was I think it was the kids. The kids are like, "Don't give up." Like, give up what? Like, like I don't know that you can put up much of a fight, and that you're just like you're at the whim of this demon dragon thing. Like it's not like it's got like
this premature caterpillar.
Yeah, like it kind of reminded me of like I'm a little bit too old for like the Pokemon craze, but I remember playing the first game with my stepbrother, and there's the one caterpillar that like literally all it does is like get hard, like it like hardens its cocoon, and that's the only move that it can make. And that's what I was thinking, was like, okay, what's it gonna do in this situation? It can't do anything. So yeah, like I don't know how it got out of it, except for the fact that like maybe Discador just didn't feel like it at the moment, because otherwise it would have ripped it apart like the dude in the Lost World,
yeah. Yeah,
I love the angle this movie takes with introducing Mothra Leo, though, because he is so defenseless here. They literally state that he shouldn't be born or come out from his egg for a good long while because he's still so premature. He comes out, and I think the Elias say that the only thing he's got going for him is his willpower.
Yeah, that's the only thing he's got, his strength of willpower.
Yeah,
it's real well paced, I thought, because you got like Mothra, everyone's favorite, returning hero kind of from the movies that everyone loves. You have her taking on this Death Ghidorah, and then you have her kind of failing a little bit, and then Mothra Leo, who's not even supposed to be hatched yet, being hatched, and just all his willpower pushing himself towards the island, swimming as fast as he can. I don't know how he got there so fast. And you have this team up of Mothra and Mothra Leo against Ghidorah. And then you have the fight at the very end of Leo coming into his own to take him on. It's very like, it's kind of stupid and kind of cheesy, but this whole movie makes every sequence with Mothra or Mothra Leo so magical and makes it like such a thing to behold. It's just when the music swells up and the screen gets full of all these particles and glitter.
The glitter.
It's like what you're seeing on screen's so stupid sometimes, but like you can't help but have like a kind of an emotional response to it or just smile.
Yeah.
Because it's so cool almost. I don't know.
It's very grandiose. And well, it's funny you mentioned that too, because like I kept checking how much time was left in the movie, because there's like 4 different like sequences in the movie that felt like the climax. Like it felt like the final battle, and I looked like there's still an hour left of this movie. And that happened like 3 or 4 more times. So which I will say, like kind of at the end, like I felt like the final battle was a little bit lackluster. I thought it was a little anticlimactic because of that, but I thought it was really cool that he like turned into all the little moths and just like bombarded him. Like that was such like a clutch move. Like that that was a super cool thing that I don't think I've seen before.
The glow up from that lava Mothra when he goes to like the 10,000-year-old tree on the secret island,
the virgin cedarwood tree,
and ends up going into his peanut cocoon and coming out again. That whole transformation it excites me so much seeing him come into like his full Mothra Leo form. Because I think out of the cocoon, he does the same thing. He splits into like thousands and thousands of little moths, and then all comes together. And from that sequence, as soon as he becomes his final moth form, he is just the most powerful monster we have ever seen on screen. Nothing can stop him.
Yeah. Super cool design too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, he looks beautiful, eh? But I was just giggling, guys, this whole last fight, because Death Ghidorah finally has like sucked up enough life from the forest to reach his full potential, and he's got his huge wings, and he's ready to like kill Mothra. He's ready to like take over the world. The Mothra Leo just comes by and uses like special move after special move. I don't even think Descadora gets a single attack in on him. He's finally in this final form, and he just gets absolutely demolished by like what all Mothra Leo's stuff. He's split
10
into
different abilities.
Yeah, he's split into all the moths. He was he had like moonbeams or sunbeams coming down from the sky.
I know back in the day on the wikis they had like proper names for each and every ability they do.
Yeah.
Do they have it for Mothra Leo? Because I'd love to.
Yeah, I think they'd have to.
Yeah,
they'd have to.
Is he in battle lines? Is he like super overpowered in battle lines?
he is one of the current meta
Yeah.
units. I know that.
I was on Battleline. This is just a sidebar. Something is going on, guys. Okay, something is happening because the week we announced we're covering the Rebirth of Mothra, I check on Battleline and it updates, and front page on the store, they're promoting a Rebirth of Mothra package where you can buy Mothra Leo and Descadora for cheaper than usual. They've never done that before.
They listen.
This is the Cavity Colors thing all over again when we announced we're doing the Heisei era, and then Cavity Colors are like, hey, we're doing the Heisei era. Or when we do Space Godzilla and the Toho Instagram accounts is like, hey, here's a picture of Mogira from Space Godzilla. Something's going on.
They know where their fans go for premiere Godzilla
That's
content.
right.
You know,
That's right.
Podzilla. You guys, you've got your fingers on the pulse of Godzilla content. You're tastemakers, man.
Yeah. There's a mole in Toho who's just a super. Let us know who you are. Reach out to us if you're the Toho mole who's listening to the show and putting all these tie-ins in. Reach out to us.
Okay, guys, I've got a list of Mothra Leo Imago Form's abilities. One flight, he can get up to Mach 15.5.
Wow.
Okay.
Which is fast. That's faster than Tom Cruise goes.
I was just gonna say,
and Top Gun Maverick, right?
Yeah, Maverick's gonna ride Mothra in the next Top Gun movie is gonna be a crossover. He's gonna ride Mothra.
Man,
Top Gun Mothra.
I thought you were gonna say faster than Tom Cruise can run for a second. I was like, okay,
no one can go faster than Tom Cruise can run.
He's got his cross heat lasers. He has like his little 3 Illuminati spots on his forehead.
Yeah.
He's got an XL shining field, the breast power beam.
The breast power beam.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got the illusion mirage, which is when he disperses into thousands of those small ones. Oh, crystal mothras, they're called.
Crystal Mothras.
He's got sparkling pile load, shine strike buster, infrared rays, and pulsophonic shower. They all sound like Smash Bros. Ultimate moves or something.
Right, yeah.
Pulsophonic shower.
Pulsophonic.
Man, my pop filter is... I don't know if it handled that one well. Yeah, I kind of like... It was so funny just to see him completely own this final boss of the movie. But I also loved it at the same time. It was just filled with the music swelling, and we're seeing Mothra do all these things, and there's particles and sparks all in the air. I was very charmed by this whole movie, guys. I'm just going to say it. I really enjoyed the pacing, and I really enjoyed Mothra Leo and everything about it.
Yeah, I think they're like I'm a huge believer that to create a good sequence, whether that be fighting or something where you want the viewers to feel, really involved and like there are true stakes in it. I think that I'm a big believer that you need to have the main hero of the movie, fail and find ways to come back from that.
Mm-hmm.
The Mission Impossible movies is one of my favorite series for that because none of their heists or plans go according to plan.
Right.
And it's seeing how they come back from every failure that's real cool. Godzilla movies are the same. When Godzilla's like almost down for the count and then he comes back in some ingenious way. On the other hand, like you said, Jaysha, there is something really cool in just seeing the hero of the movie encounter absolutely no resistance when they're trying to defeat their foe here. I think it makes it as a kid, if I saw this would have been the coolest thing. Just being like, oh my gosh, my favorite hero Mothra just leveled up, and now nothing can beat him in the world. He's level 999.
Yeah, it was. I really loved it. It was a cool little finale, even though it was really quick and it was over, and it was like the huge build up to this battle.
It was anticlimactic because it was too climactic in a way.
Yeah, but it kind of subverted it, what I was expecting, and I love it when movies do that. There's another couple points I just wanted to quickly pull up, but I think it was Toshiyuki Watanabe who was the composer for this movie, and the other two Rebirth of Mothra films. I loved his music. There's something about the Mothra theme which we all know and love, guys. The Mothra song, just those like the notes and just that song, hearing it like throughout the whole score and the instrumental bits, and it being used to like well up emotion as Mothra's descending into the water. I thought it was really kind of something whimsical and beautiful.
It's used as a motif so many times in the background of this movie.
Yeah.
For even like scenes when the actors are conversing with each other, you can hear those little notes, that little melody in the background.
We usually get like a song in a Godzilla movie. We got 3 in this one, guys. We got like a new rendition of the Mothra song, and then we had them singing for Mothra Leo a couple times.
It was like a music video.
Yeah.
It was. What did you think of these, Rod? What did you think? Because you're a music expert. You just started your new podcast,
Generous.
which is awesome. The Needle Drop, everyone, you need to check it out. But what do you think of these like hard cuts to this music video kind of CG backdrop with these musical numbers?
I love weird stuff like that. Like I forget which one it was, but one of the movies that you guys covered, I can't remember which one it was, but there's a song that keeps getting sung, like the words get stuck in my throat or something. Do you remember?
Yeah,
do you guys remember that?
It's War of the Gargantuas. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So when things like that get added seemingly out of nowhere, I'm like, yes, like give me more weird, bizarre stuff like that. Like I said, like, or, like the fact that they reveal that the little like dragon dog thing is a robot for some reason. Like, and if they telegraphed that, I must have missed it. Yeah. It reminds me of like when I was a kid, again, watching Disney Channel, or like I don't know if you guys have Nickelodeon in New Zealand, but like, so between episodes of whatever like kids TV show or whatever you would watch, instead of commercials, they would play like random weird music videos. And nowadays they would be like whatever, like High School Musical, or like whatever, whatever kids whose parents sold their soul to Disney to, like have like a recording contract or whatever. But when I was a kid, it was either a Muppet rendition of like a pop song, or it was like just really bizarre, weird, like music sequences from movies that I had no idea what they were. And that's what this reminded me of. And it like, it didn't quite completely take me out of the movie, but it did just enough to be like, oh, this is something special.
Yeah.
This, like, and it was very, again, like I said, like the whole movie seemed like it was like maybe 5 years older than it actually was. Same thing with that music sequence. I especially like the fact that even watching it, I don't speak Japanese, so watching it with English subtitles, that this was the only part of the movie where the subtitles went away, so I had no idea what they were saying. I think just sold it that much more.
That's so great.
Just added to the mysticism of it. Yeah, I thought it was perfect. It was fantastic.
Yeah, the flames up in the background, and then the like Mothra symbol they're standing on with the choreographed hand movements. Yeah, it's so funny. I wasn't expecting it, but it was so good. I really enjoyed it. And then, the other thing apart from the composer I wanted to bring up was the cinematography in this. It was Yoshinori Sakaguchi, and he was doing some wild stuff at the start of this. I don't know if you guys caught on, but like the start of the movie, we get this real beautiful scene of Mothra in her cave with the particles flying around, and we get the like title reveal. And then when the seal gets taken off, and we cut back to Infant Island, we get these crazy like dolly zooms on the Shobijin or the Elias. And it's like he's trying some pretty creative stuff with this, and I really enjoyed it. Even how he shot that chase at the start of the movie through the house, the way that he was able to capture all the elements in the scene and then cut back and forth very creatively to show that how that chase was going on. I was really impressed.
Also, props to them for thinking of one of the opening scenes of this movie being you're seeing a forest being destroyed by all the construction working, and then you see a nest with eggs on the ground and a tractor driving straight over it.
It's like this isn't going to have an environmental message at all, right?
No.
Yeah. On that note as well, I do kind of like they've done it in all these movies. We always bring it up, but I think having some sort of environmental message with a Mothra movie is something really special because it speaks to that kind of... I mean, Mothra is the protector of the earth, right? And Mothra is like an insect herself, and I think it really works more so than the other Godzilla movies where it's shoehorned in a little bit. It really works in these. I love how tied together they kind of have Mothra movies be about family and friendships and looking out for each other and looking out for the world. It doesn't come across like, just thrown in for the heck of it or just put in there for no reason. It does come across as something that a lot of heart's been put into.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mothra says, pick up your litter.
That last bit of after everything's done and like the parents are just kind of like looking out at all the destruction. Like I expected like a little like title card to come up, like only you can prevent, like
my
like
favorite thing in this, like if there's any movie to push environmental message, Jay, it would be this one, like you said.
Yeah,
my favorite thing in this whole movie was at the end, after the huge battle, after they've sealed Desghidorah away. The parents, Yuichi and Makiki, have like their one almost star scene of the movie where they have like real in-depth conversation about Yuichi has been heading up the construction company and the lumber company here, and he's having like a real heart-to-heart with her about all the wrongs that he's done in the past by not caring for the forest, and how this area of the land may be destroyed, but maybe their grandchildren can do it. Give it a few generations, and if they really persevere and make an effort to right their wrongs, they may be able to save this forest once again. Maybe one day. Real somber about it. And then Mothra Leah just flies right over and makes everything back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
Makes the forests all green again.
Yeah, well, Micah, they may have Mothra, but we don't have a Mothra. That's up to us, right? We have to be the ones to do what Mothra would have done. Yeah, it's a fun movie. I mean, I've got some final thoughts, but first off, Micah, did you want to we've talked about them a little bit, but take us through the monsters of the movie?
Yeah, so I think there are 5 proper ones in this movie. We have Guardian Mothra, or the main Mothra imago form. This is the old one who has been the protector of Earth for millions and millions of years. We see her at the start in her cave protecting the egg. As the movie goes on, she is the first fighter against Desghidorah. Guys, that death scene is so sad.
It actually is. It's the music that got me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so sad that she's so old and so tired that she literally cannot fly anymore. And all she can do is just sink to the bottom of the ocean.
It's Mothra lava for me, trying to crawl under her wing as she's dying. It's sad. And then we have Mothra Leo, who starts off as the egg and then goes into lava form and then into the proper Mothra Leo Imago form in the end as well. On top of that, we have Fairy Mothra. Fairy Mothra showed up in, was it Destroyer?
Space Godzilla.
In Space Godzilla, very, very briefly.
Yeah.
The Shobijin were riding on it in that. And it comes back in this movie as the Elias's friend. This is the small plush that the kids are carrying around all the time. I quite like this. It's got like a little pink bumblebee color to it and little pattern to it. I think it's really cool looking.
Yeah, I've got a question because in Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla, we're shown that Mothra kind of can send these fairy Mothras out and to like speak for her or her to speak through them. And at the start of this, we see the same thing, that the Elias like noticed that something's going on, and then we see this fairy Mothra come out of Mothra. And at the end of this movie, Mothra is dead, and Leo's left all alone, except he has fairy with him. So I'm kind of wondering, like, what is fairy to Leo? Is it like this small little aspect remaining of his mother, or is it like an aunt? I don't know.
Ron, do you have any answers for us?
I wonder if if this is a trilogy called Rebirth of Mothra, I wonder if that tiny little Mothra is going to be the key to the actual quote unquote rebirth of Mothra down the line. But
there you go.
I haven't watched those movies yet, so I'll be watching them with you.
Yeah, none of us have seen any of the other movies in the trilogy so far.
Yeah.
Hey, Flip, that's actually a really interesting thought, because Mothra Leo is going to be our protagonist going forward. He is Mothra now. He's going to be the hero of these next two movies. I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see kind of his journey and what happens.
I also just want to say that if there's any way for me to get a Fairy Mothra plush,
right?
If any of you listeners out there, send a link my way. I will pay hundreds of dollars for this.
Yeah, you who work for Toho and listens to the show, please
get into contact with us.
Please.
We have Death Ghidorah, which we've talked about, the Death Ghidorah in this movie. And then, the Garu Garu. This is what Balvera is riding around on the whole movie. We don't get too much information about it other than the reveal that it is somehow a mech in the end.
Mm-hmm. Maybe to take away the sting of it just getting obliterated.
Yeah, they couldn't show a dragon like cut in half with gore flowing out of it. So they're like, oh, it's a robot. He's all right.
That's all 5. But I also wanted to ask you guys, what did you think of the whole Balvera storyline in this movie? That's something we haven't touched on yet.
Rita Repulsa from Power Rangers. That's what I kept thinking of. It was interesting, and that's another thing. I wonder how much that's going to come back in the next two. But I thought it was kind of fun and wacky. You know, she's the bad guy, but she's not too threatening. You know. Actually, I just referenced Power Rangers, but it did. All her stuff reminded me of the Power Rangers movie, the first Power Rangers movie with Ivan Ooze, which was one of my favorites when I was a kid. Because same thing, it's like when you're a little kid, you know, it's like, oh no, this is the worst thing that could happen. But then like you watch it as an adult, like this is kind of ridiculous. But you know, like you know, it's a villain that's enough, like kind of you know, like weird enough that maybe kids could could be a little hesitant towards, but you know, isn't really it, you know, it's not like the Xenomorph or anything, you know.
It's a villain that possesses the child to eat popcorn in front of the TV.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. When that sequence started, I was like, this is going to go into like Hereditary territory or something. Like, but yeah, like other than like, you know, tying up her mother and everything, you know, it's relatively harmless, I suppose.
Yeah, with a vacuum cord, you know, so that's all right. Yeah, this may be sacrilege, but I really liked how they did the Shobijin here. Like, historically, the Shobijin have just been twins who speak for Mothra. They both kind of talk at the same time. They're pretty much the same character.
Mhm.
I really, really loved how they actually explored that a bit more and made them different. You had
Yes.
Laura in blue and I think it's Mole or Mona in red.
Mhm.
I really loved that, how like Mona was the leader and you had Laura who was kind of a little bit more hesitant. And then you had this new, Balvera there as the third Shobijin, or like the forgotten sister that turned to the side of evil. I like it. I think it's definitely a bit more fleshed out and feels a bit more fun than and more creative than how they did it initially.
I like their outfits too. Like I thought
Yeah,
that
it's
they
good,
did
eh?
a good job of that. Like I think in previous iterations, they've always kind of been like a little, I don't know, suspect with the wardrobe that they put them in. So I thought having them in kind of cool, like very very mid '90s like superhero-ish
Yeah.
costumes.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I kind of dug it.
Yeah, I feel that. Just nice. I think it's a cool direction to take, having them be their own individual people. Having Laura be like like you said, hesitant sister looking up to Mona.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite scenes were ones when Laura's like screaming about Mothra and not really understanding about what's happening, and then Mona's almost taking that big sister role, like stepping up to the plate, saying, "No, this has to happen."
Yeah.
And throughout the movie, we said it with the Barbie doll scene, but also there's some fun things that Belvera does when she's like opening a can of fizz near the start of the movie in the house.
Mhm.
I think they do some really fun stuff here with the whole different size aspect to them, and it's something I really hope that they work on more and show more of in the few next movies.
Belvera was just great as well. The scenes when it would cut to her reaction of like Mothra just getting destroyed, and she like lets out this over the top laugh, and then lets out a second over the top laugh, and then like laughs for a third time while she's kicking Garu Garu's
It
side.
starts
Like it's
kicking
just
Garu.
yeah, it's so over the top, like evil, and it's I liked it. Did you guys have a favorite of all the monsters?
I'm split because they're both the two Mothras, because you mentioned the opening, like, and I have to shout out our buddy Kev again from Austin Danger Pod, because
Yeah.
In his Letterboxd review, he mentioned Batman Forever. And if you guys are familiar with Batman Forever, which I am, I've seen that movie 1,000 times.
Yeah.
The opening shot is very reminiscent of a couple different shots in that movie. So I was like, okay, yeah, I totally get that. I get that vibe. But I was watching that and thinking, like, where is the Toho theme park?
Yes.
With all the different like Godzilla themed rides? Because like, imagine being a kid, like in a little, like, I don't know, a little cart or whatever, and you like turn a corner and there's that thing. It's all in all its glory, flapping its wings. That would be so cool to see in person, with like the mist behind it and the lights and everything.
Yeah.
So, and plus, then Micah, you're talking about like, the little fairy plush, like, why don't we have something like that to go to? But then at the end, like I said, when Leo, goes through his metamorphosis, his design is super cool. Like I'm like, I dig Mothra, okay, but I've never been like, like super jazzed about her or whatever. Like she's just, yeah, she's cool, she's classic. But like I really dug his design.
Yeah.
Like it was like he had some like pointy edges to him and stuff, and like yeah, he was kind of like a little like rock star version of a Mothra, I guess.
Yeah, I'm the same. My favorite kaiju is just all the Mothras. There's something about all the Mothras. They're just great. There's actually been the recent news that the US is opening up their own Godzilla store.
Yeah, that's right. I saw that.
Really?
There's room there for some fairy Mothra.
Fairy Mothra plushie.
Actually, I hate to go back to Battle Line again, guys.
We gotta stop. We have to stop this. This is becoming a problem.
In a recent Battle Line poll, Fairy Mothra was one of the units you could vote on.
No way.
So I'm hoping that Fairy Mothra will rise through the ranks and come back. Actually, I was talking to Jason about this earlier today. I feel like right now in the current world climate is the perfect time for them to reboot just a Mothra solo movie of some sort. Because there has been a big gap between any sort of Mothra connection. The last movie we had was Godzilla King of the Monsters
Yeah.
in 2017, 18.
Which, in my opinion, completely underutilized Mothra, but that's a different episode.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of people's opinion. And before that, it was the Millennium series. So we've had like a good enough time without Mothra. I think Mothra needs to make another comeback here.
Yeah, I actually quite like Mothra and King of the Monsters, but it is so different. Like, there's none of this mysticism, really. There's none of the, like, I think the Shobijin are in King of the Monsters in some capacity.
Yeah, they're like they're like twin scientists or something like that.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it's so toned down and so different, and just none of Mothra's charms there, right? They're trying to make Mothra like this dark and gritty kind of character, which I don't think works.
Right. And that was my introduction to Mothra too, was that movie. So
Yeah.
now going back and watching these old, like, I understand why Mothra's got such a following now, because I don't think, again, this is a different episode of the podcast, we're jumping ahead, but yeah, I don't think that one really sold, Mothra, like the quote unquote real Mothra to us.
It's almost night and day. Yeah. Now, I'm with you guys. Mothra Leo looks great. I love the use of green. I love his green eyes. But I gotta say, Garu. No, Discadora was really cool. I love the way Discadora looks. I'm on a bit of a high at the moment from all these like Toho dragons. I gotta say, from the Heisei King Ghidorah, Mecha King Ghidorah, Orochi to now Discadora. I really, really just love the puppetry involved in these things. I think they look really impressive on screen. And I love the little update to Discadora. My favorite thing about him might just be how much of an epic villain he's hyped up to be to just get completely destroyed. I'll always remember him for that.
You're not fooling anyone, Jaysha. If you go onto the Podzilla Discord right now, his name is literally #1 Garu Garu fan. You're not fooling anyone.
You didn't see anything.
To go on the back of that, what is your guys' favorite non-kaiju character in this movie? Because there are quite a few prominent ones here, I think.
Yeah, I could start us off because mine's a bit of a deep cut, but I actually liked Yoichi. I think is that his name, the father?
Mm-hmm.
Yuichi, yeah.
Yuichi. I quite liked him. He takes a bit of a back seat throughout this movie as he's fighting with his wife. He's not spending much time with his kids. He's consumed in his work. And his work's not that great. It's just bulldozing and taking down all these forests. He's getting had up by like the journalists and the media. He's the one who accidentally releases Discadora. And then his whole life kind of just turns to shambles after that. But the thing I love about him is how much of like a quiet, brooding character he comes throughout this whole thing as he kind of second guesses if he's doing the right thing. And that doesn't really change until the very, very end when he's been so depressed the whole movie. He's like in a wheelchair by the end of it. He's bandaged up. And at the very end of the movie, he like turns to his son and just lets out the biggest smile as they're like sitting in this whole forest of green. And I really love that, just subtle change to the character.
Yeah, we didn't talk about him specifically in the family that much. I know I poked fun during the synopsis, but him in particular, like there was that sequence in the hospital where the one guy is going off on him, like, this is your fault,
Yeah.
That was a cool little thing, little bit of character for him later to, when he's surveying all that he has destroyed. Also, like they had that moment in the climax where he's saving the kids from the fire and they're climbing up on on the rocks and everything.
His shoes catch on fire.
Yeah, and his shoes are on fire. And again, there were a couple moments in that scene was like, dude, is he gonna bite it? Like, is one of these parents gonna die right now?
Yeah.
I thought they were going to kill him off as well, especially when like he's speaking to his wife and they're both like calling each other darling, and you realize there is real love there and like he cares for his family.
Yeah.
And his shoes are on fire. I thought they were going to kill him off.
Yeah.
Maybe a step too far for one of these, eh?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. My personal favorite non-kaiju character was Belvera. I thought that was a lot of fun having this weird little, like tiny witch. Because like there's something ridiculous about it. Because like how threatening can you be? You're the size of like a little doll riding around.
Yeah.
On this robot dragon dog thing. Like, I mean, and obviously she was a threat during the movie. But yeah, there's something like so laughable about that. But then at the same time, like, she was just so. I mean, she wasn't evil, but like she definitely played up the like the bad guy part of it. Like I don't know, I just thought it was a lot of fun and so different from like a lot of the stuff that you usually see in these kinds of movies.
Yeah.
What about you, Micah?
There's that scene right at the end where she jumps off. No, she runs away from the other Shobijin. She's just like running around the forest, super small, and they're like, guys, just let her go. She's not going to do too much harm.
We care about her just like you care about your sibling, you know? It's like a
Yeah,
funny little
the black sheep of the family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I think a lot of the actors in this movie did such a good job. I think the mum was a bit underutilized, but I liked what the dad did in the end. Both the children are just your classic children. They did a great job of portraying that little innocent nature. Oh, the guy did at least. The sister wasn't so innocent. I really like the Shobijin, in particular Laura, the blue one. I think having these characters having distinct personalities just gives them a lot more room to play with. Like, this movie would have been so different if you had had these characters as what they had been in previous iterations of the Mothra story, as just two characters which are pretty much the same, don't have too noticeable of a difference between them, just copying each other's words, pitch for pitch, every single sentence. So I'm really glad that they decided to mix things up a little bit here. And yeah, I was wondering, Jasha, if there was a way we could cosplay as these two at some point down the road.
Oh man, guys, we were actually going to cosplay as the Shobijin and like announce our reveal of doing the Rebirth of Mothra movies. We didn't have time, but we still got to do it. We could get Ron there as Balvera, I reckon.
There you go,
dude.
I'm down.
Anyway, I think that's pretty much everything. Should we go around and share some final thoughts and maybe a rating of the movie? If you wanted to kick us off, Ron.
Yeah. So I was expecting something more akin to the Heisei movies.
Yeah.
And it became apparent very quickly that this was geared towards children, which is actually a selling point to me, because I dig, like, I mean, funnily enough, like, so movies that are geared towards kids these days, like I roll my eyes at. But if I watch a movie that was made 30 years ago that's geared towards children, it's usually right up my alley. So I don't know, like, can you have nostalgia for a movie that you're seeing the first time when you're almost 40? But yeah, like, this is, like my favorite, my other favorite movies of the Godzilla series. The ones that, had I seen as a child, I would have watched on repeat. This falls right in there with those. And I have to say, before we started recording, I was telling you guys how my wife's actually out of town right now. But usually when I'm watching these kaiju movies, she zones out. Like, it's her time to take a nap.
Yeah.
I can't wait to show this to her, because like I
awesome.
texted her when I watched it last night. I texted her, just like, dude, like, I wish you were here to watch this with me, because like, this is your kind of thing. She loves that, like, 90s kids movie aesthetic too, like that almost not quite there Spielberg vibe.
Yeah.
That Mac and Me, that Mac and Me vibe. So yeah, I can't wait to watch this again with her and see what she thinks of it. I had a lot of fun with it. It's super whimsical, and it's got like the right amount of, like I said, like, children in peril and adults making stupid decisions and cool, awesomely bad, like, monster costumes and stuff. So yeah, I'm at 4 Seals of Elias out of 5 for this one.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Seals of Elias.
Nice. Following that up, this movie is something special. If I have kids one day, this whole trilogy, I hope, but this movie especially, is going to be one that I'm going to force this to be nostalgic for them. They're going to watch this and they're going to like it. No, it's good. I do think that there are some downsides to this movie, like the fact that you have quite a bit of the movie in the first act, I would say, where not too much of your classic Mothra action happens. But then you get to that halfway point and it all ramps up so much from there, and it makes that starting act almost worth it in retrospective. I really think that this movie shines, like you said, because it was meant more for children. One of my gripes, even with the Heisei movies of Godzilla so far, is that a lot of it is bogged down by, I don't want to say unnecessary, but there are definitely moments where the amount of politics and science talk is not needed.
Mm.
So it is very, very refreshing to come into this movie and just sit down for the ride and not have to feel like you're veering off course into a lot of science talk, just waiting for time to get back to the proper action and the proper Mothra-ness that we're here to see. No, I really like this movie. All the changes they made for a new iteration of Mothra, and even the act of them handing down the torch to a new version and a new character, which we already have a good history behind from this movie alone. I don't know. I think they made so many cool choices here that really made this a breath of fresh air. I'm going to give this the same 4 out of 5 Seals of Elias. I think it's a very, very, very good time. I'm so bummed that this is so hard to get your hands on naturally, because I would be recommending this left, right, and center if there were an easier way to watch
Sucks, eh? Yeah. I'm just going through a couple of my notes I didn't say before. But there's a scene in this where the dad is on his daughter's bunk bed, just like scaling back a beer while he's like giving her this seal of alliance. And I was just cracking up at that image. And then another scene when Mothra Leo's transforming inside this cocoon, and it's cutting to like this deer poking its head out from the brush, looking at what's going on, and cutting to these monkeys. And these monkeys have like their mouths wide open as they're just like,
I love that. I love
sitting
the stock
in
footage.
awe. Yeah. And I was like, that monkey's literally me right now. Just mouth agape, staring at this transformation. And yeah, the last thing I wrote was that some of these quotes were actually pretty cool. There was one part when the kid, Taiki, says something along the lines of, more people die from bee stings than snake bites. Just because Mothra's an insect doesn't mean anything. And I thought it was quite a clever little comparison. Yeah. Guys, I'm going to be honest. I really, really liked this one. Like, a lot. Like, I had so much fun throughout the whole time. And it was kind of just like this perfect little lighthearted family flick that I could have seen myself loving when I was a kid as well. Some really beautiful, touching moments. And maybe like the best soundtrack of all time. Like, I think the Mothra theme might be like beating out the Godzilla theme for me a bit, just with how much they reuse it and put a spin on it throughout this movie. Yeah, I think it's just like a perfect encapsulation of what Mothra is put into a movie form. And yeah, I can't wait to show this to my kids someday either. And what a great like film to introduce someone when they're young to Godzilla and like kaiju movies. Perfect entry point if you have kids, yeah, and you want to kind of get introduce these movies to them and are not sure where to start. It's a perfect one. I'm going to go 5 out of 5 Elias seals.
Nice.
And I'm riding high on it. It's probably recency bias, but I had so much fun. I'm actually going to show this. It's funny you said that about your wife, Ron, but I'm going to show this to Monique as well because she loves Mothra. And the only time she's ever seen Mothra is in Godzilla King of the Monsters. So I can't wait to like introduce her to this whole other Mothra that I think she'll really enjoy.
Should do a bonus episode where it's our wives.
Yeah.
Guys.
Actually, though.
Genius.
Yeah. I was so charmed by this movie. I didn't expect it because the only thing I had known about the Rebirth of Mothra movies was genuinely they are looked on pretty negatively. Like, that's one of the reasons you don't hear about them much is just because people don't like them. They're written off by most other kaiju fans.
People don't like fun.
That's it. People don't
People
like
are
fun.
sad, man.
People hate the environment. People, yeah, I don't know what's going on. Oh, yeah. But this was fun. I will just shout out as well. We had No Dove in the Discord who said that this is his favorite look for Mothra after the OG look, which I agree with as well. Like, so something about the original Mothra that's so iconic, but I think Mothra Leo is just a great reimagining for it. And then we also had David in the Discord who said that this has the best music and the best visuals of the three, which makes me a little bit like hesitant to what the other two are going to be like after this one.
Fingers crossed, though.
But I can't wait nonetheless. This has been a great start. Yeah, I'm very... I know these next two are probably going to let me down. No, they're not. They're going to be good. They're going to be...
No, they're going to be
They're going to be
fantastic.
amazing. Oh, man.
I wanted to pitch to you, Jason, real quick.
Okay.
Now that we know that Mothra has like an official son,
Yeah.
what would you think of a son buddy cop movie with Manila and Mothra Leo?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my
Maybe
goodness.
even Baby Godzilla as well.
Yeah, Chuck and Little.
Like a road trip movie too.
Yeah.
Like not like they don't even fight anything. They're just like, I don't know, like they're going away to college and like they're each other's roommates or something like that.
Yeah. You've got the Dorats there. The like 3 Dorats from King Ghidorah, but they're like they're just the bullies bullying up against them, flapping around. You might be onto something.
Kaiju summer camp.
Yeah.
I think you need to have like a Monsters University, but with all the different kaiju.
Muppet Babies, but Monster Island Babies or something.
Yeah.
Well, this was amazing, Ron. Thank you so much for coming on, dude. It's the first of many, many times, I hope, because you're just such an awesome guy. So yeah, it's a privilege to have you on with us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for inviting me. Anything you guys need, I'm there. Love you guys.
Wow, man, we'll take you up on that when we break down every Godsey Ban episode. The kids puppet show that has like 200 episodes as single podcast episodes. We'll have you on for a couple of those. But yeah, honestly, if you guys haven't heard Ron, he has a podcast with Ismail and Guti called Real Latinos, where they adventure through and explore Latin American movies that most of which are a lot of people don't really know much about, and they're kind of experiencing them with us as we listen along as listeners. But besides from that, Ron, you just, if I'm not mistaken, last week kicked off a new podcast called The Needle Drop, where you interview friends about music. Did you want to kind of tell us a little bit more about those two shows and where people can listen to them?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, they're both available wherever you get your podcasts. But if you're looking for a link, I'm sure Jaysher will put one in the show notes.
Yeah.
But also, we have Instagram accounts for both. So, Real Latinos, that's double E's, REEL LATINOS, and then Needle Drop Pod. And then both of those will have links to where you can listen to our episodes. Yeah, Real Latinos has been a ton of fun. It's I'm Mexican American. Ismail also is Mexican American, and Guti's Nicaraguan American. So it's been fun for us to get in touch with our heritage a little bit, and also help kind of get people maybe outside of our culture to check it out, and realize there's more to movies than just like what Hollywood spits out. So like kind of get outside your comfort zone a little bit, and if you're on Letterboxd, there's a stat where you can kind of like fill in your map, and if that's something you're into, the movies that we cover will definitely help you turn that part of the world green. And then the Needle Drop, kind of a passion project, side project thing that I came up with recently, actually during our Real Latinos hiatus. Music's a big part of my life, and I have met a lot of cool friends recently that like I wanted to get to know better. I wanted to share with other people, and I also I love talking music with people. And one of the things that I frequently will, a lot of people say, oh, what are your favorite movies and stuff? And I usually ask about music as well. And so the concept of the show is, everyone has a story to tell, and every story needs a killer soundtrack.
So cool.
So what are the songs that would, that would be your soundtrack? What are the songs that would play over the key moments in the movie of your life? So yeah, I just recently launched it, and then coming up not too soon after hearing this, you'll probably hear a familiar voice if you check it out, because I've already recorded an episode with Jasher. He was kind enough to sit down with me. I'm hoping to get Micah on there in the next couple of months. So you know, yeah, it's been a lot of fun getting to know people and get turned on to a lot of cool new tunes that I wasn't familiar with too. So yeah, hope you guys check it out.
Yeah, I really love your vision for the needle drop. I think it's so cool. Just like hearing, because you're exactly right. You get to know so much about people from the music they listen to, and I loved your first episode you did, and I can't wait to just hear about other people's experiences and kind of the soundtrack to their lives.
Yeah.
And even just real Latinos as well. It's so good, guys. If you are along on the Podzilla journey and are discovering all these Japanese movies along with us, it's something I've always really taken for granted, is that there is so many awesome movies out there that you don't hear about as much as other big blockbusters or other things that are popular. So it's been a real joy to discover some of those from Japan in Podzilla. But if you are enjoying that like we are, there's some awesome movies in the Latin American space. I've really enjoyed some of the stuff you guys have covered. So yeah, check them out.
Yeah, I feel like with Podzilla, we've almost boxed ourselves into watching Japanese movies for like our work for the pod, and then outside of that, classic Hollywood. Recently, we've been able to have a bunch of experiences where we've been able to step outside of that little box there into different countries' movies, or the different styles that they harken their movies to, and every time we do, it's always been such a pleasure and a breath of fresh air. So again, yeah, double thumbs up from me. You guys are doing such good work over there.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Yeah, well, that was amazing. This is a great start to the journey through the rest of this trilogy. So thank you guys for listening. Let us know what you thought of Rebirth of Mothra. And on that fact, let us know what you thought of Godzilla -1. By the time this episode comes out, I think you would also have seen in your Podzilla feed that me and Micah had a little discussion episode on the teaser and the announcements so far. So jump into the Discord, links in the show notes, to talk about this movie or that movie. And email us any thoughts at podzillapod@gmail.com. We read all your messages. We really appreciate them.
Yeah, can I also suggest anyone that hasn't to join the patron, because some of the patron perks that we get are pretty cool. If you guys don't want to talk about it, I will. I'm a very, very big King Kong fan, and so if you're looking for King Kong content, the patron episodes are a great place to get that. But also some of the other wacky, sort of barely link to Godzilla movies that have been covered have been a lot of fun. Yeah, I've been enjoying those too, and I highly recommend anyone that hasn't jumped on that yet to do so.
Thanks, dude.
I think I 5-starred our most recent King Kong movie, and I think Jasha 5-starred the recent Scooby-Doo movie we watched. Right?
Oh, did I? Did I really? Okay, yeah. There's a lot of surprises. If you want to hear Micah rapping as if he's Scrappy-Doo,
I forgot about that.
head over to the Patreon. Yeah, but this was an absolute joy. I don't know what we're going to do now, Ron, because Mothra flew you over here and then she just drowned. So I think you're stuck on the show, man.
Hey, that's fine with me, especially with the guests that you guys have coming for the next few episodes. I would definitely be cool sitting in on those conversations with those cool people. So
yeah, speaking of that, I completely forgot. But yeah, next episode, 2 weeks time, we're covering Rebirth of Mothra 2 with dear friend Kev. I cannot wait to chat with Kev. Rebirth of Mothra 2, the synopsis is that the fairies find a lost city, as well as a giant monster that is attracted to environmental calamities. And I think the last episode we had Kev on for was Hedora.
Yes.
So he's going to be our environmentalist dude, I reckon. He's going to have some real onto it thoughts about the environment for next episode.
Real deep insights.
Yeah, I can't wait.
I have no clue who the antagonist is for this next movie. This is probably the first movie who I don't have any clue who the villain is. So I'm really, really looking forward to it.
It's Garu Garu, I reckon. It's going to be Garu Garu reborn.
Mecha Garu Garu.
Yeah, it's going to happen. Thank you all so much for listening to Podzilla. It's going to be a fun couple of months with Kiev coming on the show in August and then Waffles on in September to finish out the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy. Just like we said, follow the link in our show notes to join the discussion after every episode in our Discord. We just want to give a huge thanks to Cassie Celine for our incredible podcast art. And we also wanted to give an extra special thanks to Alex or Dagora9898, who does amazing kaiju art for us every single week to use as episode thumbnails. And lastly, just a disclaimer, all the rights to the music and sound bites used in this episode belong entirely to the Toho Company. And I guess another disclaimer, we are not endorsed or sponsored by Godzilla Battle Line yet. We're working on it. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week.
As much as Jasher and I threatened that we're gonna start all these different new podcasts about Indiana Jones or comic books or
canon film
whatever.
podcast, canon film.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
I can't imagine. I can imagine a whole lot.
That's a canon. You imagine.
Yeah.
That's the name.
Yeah, there you go.
Rod,